Hello there everybody, this is Insanito speaking and welcome back to another episode of my playthrough of Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, where I play on hardcore mode. This time I'm playing as an Amazon, meaning that if this character dies, that means that the game will be over for good. Um, Today is going to be yet another filler because from the footage that I have just witnessed, the journey to the last quest is quite a long one. So this episode will be more about actually like exploring the dungeons before um, encountering the last boss, which is Andariel, and yeah, and just basically another filler, I guess, which is quite sad. Um, Although this one seemed to be a bit more exciting because I had quite a lot of fights, and the environment of these fights is actually pretty good. So yeah, at least the fights did look entertaining. So yeah, so we are continuing going forward in the barracks. We just got the Horagic Malice for the artisan in the rogue encampment, and we just accepted the last quest, which is defeating Andariel. And Andariel, as most of you already know, is the first no sorry is the last boss of the first act, one of the lords of hell. I'm not sure if she is a Lord of Anguish or Lord of Agony. I can't exactly remember. Well, when we encounter her, we will find out who she is. Um, so yes, as you can see, the barracks, as I've described in the previous episode, I'm quite fond of the atmosphere that these following dungeons are going to present us, and it's been quite fascinating. Not sure if I actually enjoyed the amount of loot I've got, but at least I've gathered enough experience. But with regards to the inventory though, my god, at this point I was really concerned. Mainly because my inventory was definitely filled with like um, potions mostly, and gems as well. And I've been gathering so many gems that I actually filled up the stash properly, which is going to be quite problematic. However, I think I've been thinking about this like after I filmed yesterday's episode. And I was thinking that perhaps it will be time for me to sacrifice one of my weapons that I've got in the stash, which is the spear. And the spear is taking too much space, so perhaps it will be the best of the best interest to actually get rid of it, because I'm pretty sure I will be able to gather a better spear later on. And as a matter of fact, I don't really use like spears and javelins so much at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I will need to use it later on. So we'll just have to see what is going to happen later on. As I've said, the second act is really unpredictable, so I'll just need to be ready for everything. Um, so with regards to this journey to my last quest, as I've said, it's pretty long. Just to give you a heads up of what is going to happen. So I'm currently, exploring the barracks, trying to find a way forward. Then I'll need to pass through at least 2 levels of jails. Then I'm gonna get to the inner courtyard of the monastery, which is, quite big itself. Then from there I need to get to the catacombs. So it's going to be either 3 or 4 levels of catacombs. Or catacombs, sorry. I'm not sure how to pronounce it properly. Catacombs or catacombs. Catacombs, yeah, sorry, catacombs. So 3 or 4 levels of catacombs, and I think on the 4th level is going to be the Andariel's Den. That's how much I need to go through, and I did go through. So yeah, this is quite a challenge with regards to like exploring. I was thinking that I'll be able to cut enough to actually get to Andariel in this episode, but then I'm just thinking, no, it's not gonna happen because there's too much footage.
What nightmarish tortures took place here?
Yes, exactly. As you may have noticed again, just another glitch with you know, the textures. I did open the door, the cage of this, but it still looked as if it was closed. It's quite interesting. It does happen occasionally, but not as much. So yeah, as you can see, I was just like really concerned about like picking up the potions and stuff, but I do need them. I will definitely need them in the 2nd act. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing really well, and I'm doing well as well. If you asked, thank you very much. Do want to thank you for continuing watching my episodes as well as upvoting them. I haven't seen comments yet, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to appear soon enough. The only problem is, what I found out is that apparently in European Union the Let's Plays will no longer be legal apparently. Those who live in Europe, you may already be aware about this so-called Article 13 and Article 11. In my case, Article 13 is more relevant because Article 11 is more about universities and educational facilities. With regards to Article 13, it will stress out the points about, you know, censorship. No, not censorship, but copyright. Meaning that basically it will be impossible to just basically film Let's Plays or even share memes and, you know, basically just share something that isn't yours. And that's a very big problem because, like, even if I, you know, like, use the game in order to make my content, which is Let's Plays, I will not be able to do that. Because apparently, you know, it's like copyright and all that stuff, and I'm quote-unquote stealing from game developers. And obviously I don't do that. Because, you know, this is like my gameplay, and this is my commentary, and certainly, you know, like I'm just like, you know, not modifying this game in any shape or form. So the only thing that I do is I film the playthrough, the gameplay, like the footage of me playing the game. I do the commentary, do some cuts in order to make the video more or less exciting, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, and apparently this is not going to be legal, but I do understand some points about this article, because this article will also concentrate on freebooting, because freebooting is a very serious problem, especially on Facebook. Those of you who are not aware of what freebooting is, it's basically the synonym for, you know, theft. There are some you know, people and pages and services which can basically just take the whole video of yours, or, you know, whoever's, post it on their page, and sometimes not even credit you, and then they can just basically gain all the profit of it, which is, in my opinion, absolutely disgusting. And it screwed up. You can screw up a lot of people at some point. This freebooting thing has been discussed for several years now, and like basically lots of hard-working creators, they don't get their fair share most of the time, and instead this profit is being obtained by someone who just literally quote unquote centralized this video, and that's really annoying. So in this case, Article 13 may help, but obviously the disadvantages outweigh the advantages, and that's you know, quite upsetting. So at this point, you won't even be able to share someone's content, like not like, you know, freebooted, but just even like share it like by using the share button and stuff, so that like they will be able to watch the content from the original website or from the original link, so that the person who created the content will be able to still get profit. So that will not be available as well. So we just need to see what happens. And like one thing that I'm really not certain about is that how did we let this happen? Like, and why did the government decide that it would be a good idea? The idea itself is pretty much undeveloped, and it will affect lots of people. Like even those who, like, you know, like just share the content. But maybe there are just like some bits that I do not understand. But just have to see what happens, I guess. But I am aware that apparently there is some you know, conflict going on. Like no, not conflict, but petitions are being gathered up, and it's been debated, like it's been argued about. So let's just hope that we will be able to get to an appropriate consensus so that everyone will be happy about it. We just have to see. Let's come back to the gameplay for a second. As you may notice, my assistant Abeya, she's stuck. I was trying to, like, you know, lure her towards me, but she still kept standing in the same place as she's standing right now. So I've decided to just basically give up on that and just basically walk on my own until she approaches me. Although I'm pretty sure that what she's going to do, she's going to come back to me when I get to the next level of this dungeon. So I think it's going to be the 3rd level of jails after that, definitely. Okay, sorry about this unusual cut. I was trying to figure out whether or not I had the cut in this moment, and I didn't, so I had to make a cut because there was another boring part. Now, this place is quite interesting. Apparently it's a secret room, which I have opened by a complete accident. And I was thinking, how does that work? But then I found out, and I was quite pleased. So I just got myself some extra gold. Now, I just reviewed the footage again, so I got us a bit closer to defeating Andariel now. So I'm pretty sure in the next episode we're definitely going to do that. Well, at least I believe so, because this episode is going to end at the inner courtyards, I think. So that means that we will be halfway through to actually getting to our favorite creature called Andariel. And that's very nice. It's going to be pretty exciting. So yeah, sorry about another boring episode. But I'm pretty sure at this point it should be much better. So yeah, oh, I have no idea what else to talk about. Actually I do. Um, so the Amazon. Still need to do a bit of research on what will be the most appropriate build for Amazon on hardcore difficulty. Oh, that was quite an interesting cut. Well, never mind. Okay, I was pretty sure there's going to be the third level of jail, and I was correct about it anyway, so that's pretty nice. So yeah, so I still haven't done research about the proper hardcore build for Amazon. So I'm going to do that for the next episode, so I'll just be ready for the second act. And yeah, and then we'll just see what's gonna happen next, and just gonna enjoy ourselves, I guess. Right, well, this is gonna be a little bit odd, just trying to think about what to talk about. So, in short, everything goes great, everything goes fantastic. Friday tomorrow, and then a weekend, which will lead to another good session of Dungeons and Dragons with my friends. So it's going to be quite interesting. And yeah, so we just started a new chapter in our campaign. So that's going to be quite exciting. We actually did have one really magnificent fight in the beginning of the new chapter, which we managed to survive, all except one character who died in a very stupid death. But overall, the fight went really good, and I'm not entirely sure how we managed to survive. Well, most of us at least. But we did, and pretty sure we gathered a lot of experience, and then we should be able to continue. So let's just see what happens next. I also found a really cool set of dice for me, so I would be able to have my personal set, which is pretty cool. And yeah, just gonna give it a shot, because I believe that the dice that I use, which is not my personal dice, is cursed, because in most occasions it doesn't give me good results. So that is not nice. Or maybe it's just the randomization that usually gives me bad results. So it's just maybe my luck is not that good. But I've still wanted a personal set of dice for a while, and I finally found a really cool set with a really cool pouch. So definitely going to try it out, and it's going to be quite exciting. And also planning to get some more stuff, like outside Dungeons and Dragons theme.
I can't carry anymore.
Gonna be looking after my health, and gonna be doing some really cool stuff, as well. So it's gonna be interesting. Okay, now I definitely don't have much to talk about, unless there's going to be something interesting in the game. Well, just defeating some champions, which is nice. And I'm pretty sure I'm getting to the final area of this dungeon very, very soon. I'm gonna get out of this jail, which is pretty nice. And yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point I just completely ran out of things to talk about. So Um, I might as well just leave you in peace, so you could watch the last fragments of this episode. Once again, really sorry that this episode isn't as exciting, and the previous episode wasn't as exciting as well, but that's what I have to do. I'm not entirely sure whether or not I should really film this kind of episodes, but the problem is that I must show you the logical sequence of the events. Otherwise, like, you may have questions, like, for example, oh, where'd you get that? Oh, where'd you get this? Where'd you get this? So, it's all legitimate, you know, I'm just gathering the loot wherever I can and when I can. But just don't want to miss something that may be of the importance. Although not many important things are happening right now. It's just me slashing monsters in this dungeon. Again, I like this dungeon, like a really good environment and stuff, but like for footage and for filming, it's not really much. Although, maybe at some point I will be able to play cooperatively with someone. That's going to be pretty good. Who knows. Okay, I think this place is quite familiar. Yeah, I think at this point I may as well find the way out, finally. Or maybe not, just fighting some more monsters. I just don't want to start saying, oh yeah, like, thank you for watching and all that stuff. While knowing that it's already going to be the end, and maybe I may just, like, skip something important. Actually, I'm not sure. No, I think we haven't visited that place just yet. There was one place in the next dungeon, which looked pretty brutal, in my opinion. And was quite a view, I would say. I'm pretty sure you're gonna see it later. Oh, okay, there we go. The inner cloister. Yeah, okay, so this is right. I remember this bit. Okay, so this is the bit where I can finally say my goodbyes and all that. So, guys, once again, thank you very much for watching this episode as well as the other episodes. I once again apologize if this episode seemed to be boring, but there's literally nothing much I could do. I was trying to cut as much unnecessary footage as possible, but still, I don't think it works out. But I'm sure that the next episode will be even more interesting. No, it should be interesting at least. So I really hope so, because the last episode should be, oh, sorry, the next episode should be the last episode of Act 1. If you do enjoy the gameplay in general, that's great. If not, I completely understand. Let me know what you want to see next, and do support my channel if you want to. Even upvoting my videos and commenting on them helps me a lot. Or just support me in any other way you wish. Just suggest me what you want to do. And thanks for watching. This has been Insanito, and have a lovely time. Bye.